This is one valley that lives up to its nickname, the fruit basket of Gilgit. Why is it called that? I'll show you in just a minute. Today we're going to explore Danyor and the Bagrote Valley. For those of you who are new here, my name's Tim. I love traveling and I've been to more than 50 countries. But there's something about Pakistan that keeps bringing me back. Join me along this ride for the Pakistan Traveller series, where I share my favorite places, food and culture from the country that I love the most. The Bagrote Valley is often overlooked by visitors to Gilgit-Baltistan, but it's actually one of the most accessible places from the regional capital. In fact, you can even visit the Bagrote Valley and return to Gilgit within one day, or you can stay overnight. More about that soon. What's really remarkable about this valley is just sort of how untouristed it is, and I mean, it's the kind of thing, as a travel writer and as a traveler, it's like you want everyone to know about it because it's incredible, but then you have the question to yourself, would it be as amazing if everyone else came here as well? I don't know, I wouldn't say it's unspoiled. I mean, obviously people live here and there's villages and everything, but it's really, again, you know, it's one of those places that's really different because of the absence of tourism. Traveling in northern Pakistan during the monsoon season means occasional showers, but often unstable roads. Be prepared for delays. It's simply the nature of traveling in this region at this time. It's incredible to see this machinery up here on the side of the road, and it's like perched right on between the road and the cliff. There's just like a small reservation where the machinery, like the earth mover, is sitting there. And it's basically doing all of this work as traffic goes past. I had always associated capers with Italian cuisine, but these small berries grow wild in Gilgit-Baltistan and are occasionally used in the local cuisine, especially in certain valleys like Ishgoman and beyond Gilgit-Baltistan in places like Chitral. Climbing up the mountain valley, we started to see why Bagrote is known as the fruit basket of Gilgit. Trees laden with apples filling up orchards, amid fields populated by livestock and farmhouses hanging vegetables and herbs out to dry in the sun. Every new turn brought a new orchard. Pears, pomegranates, sea buckthorn berries, some of them even just growing naturally by the side of the road. Unfortunately, the day that we visited was one of the heaviest days of the monsoon that year. And although the mountains being shrouded in mist was simply spectacular, it didn't exactly make our journey easier. Eventually though, further up, we started to catch sight of one of the many glaciers that crown the valley, tumbling down in slow motion from the heights of the Himalayas. I continued to be astounded by how beautiful the valley was. Lush, verdant green orchards and farms, villages. It's amazing how few people know about Bagrote, even within Pakistan. Oh yeah, and precarious roads too. This is not for the faint-hearted. Eventually, the road ran out. This was as far as we could go into the valley without hiking, and we pulled into the Bagrote Valley's resort at Gusonur. We've reached the village of Gusonur, which is sort of as far up the Bagrote Valley as we're going to come today. And I am here with the guy at the local guest house, Masood Ali. And we just ordered like a mixed vegetable. Yeah. I mean, I guess in Australia we'd call it a curry, here we call it a salan. Yeah. But Masood actually went around and picked the vegetables from the garden himself to then go cook in the kitchen. I think this is going to be a really special meal. बहुत खास खाना होगा, है ना? The Bagrote Valley Resort grows all of its own vegetables, herbal teas, and produces its own meat and dairy, and all organically. While we waited, the fog started to roll in. Masood also invited us to pick some more of the vegetables for our lunch, carrots and peas straight from the paddock to the plate. This place is simply stunning, picturesque and so calm. It felt like living in a postcard, watching that fog rise through the valley and then dissipate. I started rolling my time-lapse camera as the valley began to disappear behind a screen of mist. With the view obscured, I thought it would be a great time to venture into the kitchen. It's amazing what a difference organically grown and super fresh ingredients make. Oh yeah, and it was getting really cold, even in the middle of summer. And then it was lunchtime. Now, I've eaten lots of amazing dishes around the world, many of them in Pakistan, but this was something really special. You know when vegetables are really full of flavor and need little more garnish? Each bite was a burst of deliciousness. Simple, hearty, nutritious, delectable. If you've never tasted farm fresh food before, it's like eating, that was a potato. It tastes nothing like the potatoes that we get in the markets in the cities. Right? It's just it's like a different vegetable. I'm seriously going to enjoy this. This is a lassi, which is made from milk, which was taken from the cows up at Gargo Meadows, which is like way up in the mountains, sort of, beyond this village. You need to hike 4 hours there. But yeah, here we go. Wow.
It's good.
It's really creamy and again, I can't explain it, but the taste feels clean or something.
Fresh.
Really fresh, yeah. Yeah, it's got a sort of sweetness about it, whether that's the sweetness in the cream in there. It's so good. To finish off, tumoro, or tea made from mountain thyme leaves. And of course, it wasn't just any thyme leaves, but they were actually picked from the garden just before boiling and served up as a warming brew. Now, I couldn't have made this video without the help of my friend and tour leader, Mujahid Ali. He runs his own tour agency, Trail Finders, and they can make these day trips, overnight trips, and even extended trekking expeditions happen. Mujahid hails from the mountains and is a wealth of knowledge and is super trustworthy and reliable. If each village, if each valley in northern Pakistan sort of has the thing that it's famous for, Hunza is obviously cultural. When I think of Chapursun, it's the Baba Gundi ka Ziyarat. Shimshal, it's the walks and all this kind of thing. Then Bagrote is really about the fresh food. If you are coming to this area, you must at least visit, if not stay, at the Bagrote Meadows Resort, because these guys here, they know how to cook and they know how to look after you. So thank you so much for the best time and the best food. And hope that we get to see you again soon. Inshallah. Just before we left the valley, we caught sight of this incredible phenomenon. The mist on the Bagrote River, which envelops the stream as it makes its way downhill towards the Indus. That was when the weather really started to close in, and we were glad to be off the road. Arriving in Gilgit city, it was time for mamtu, the local delicacy inspired by dumplings, but with a truly Gilgiti flavor. Another example of how cultures in this region leak back and forth along trade routes. In Gilgit, we didn't actually stay in the city of Gilgit, but in Danyor, the quieter town across the river, and we stayed in the delightful Five Giants guest house. The trip to the Bagrote Valley and even staying in Danyor was a beautiful insight into the produce of this region, which is renowned for its fresh tastes. Five Giants was a perfect base to explore this region. Mujahid was such a wonderful guide to the relatively untouristed Bagrote Valley, and with Masood's hospitality and the culinary skills of the team, the Bagrote Meadows Resort was the place to sample the produce of this fertile locale. The Bagrote Meadows Resort can also provide accommodation and services in case you'd like to stay or even trek in the valley. I've included the details of this resort and Trail Finders and Five Giants guest house in the video description below. This is what traveling in Pakistan is like, especially if you know the right places, what to do there, and how to get there. And that's exactly what my book, Pakistan Traveler, is all about.
It's got everything from famous attractions, transport and hotels, right through to historical insights, cultural tips and insider advice. You can get your copy by clicking the link in the video description below. And there's so much more to discover. Check out some of my other vlogs. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon to be part of my dunya.